is that, you know, the minute you deal with some issue or you overcome some hurdle, you're immediately handed another one. You know, it's you know, so that's sort of what's happening right now. I mean, I definitely am not as lonely as I used to be, and I artistically I feel very much appreciated and loved and valued, and which is a tremendous thing to have. But there's other things, you know. My parents get older, and also you know, political situations get pretty strange, and just all other. There's so many problems, you know.
Nice way to dance around the question, but you seem in love. You seem happy.
Yeah.
And does that mean you recalibrate the lyrics a little bit?
Well, no. I mean the songs are there's not a lot of love songs on the record, actually. I mean, there's one song called there's one song which is specifically targeted at the United States, called "Going to a Town," which is quite which is going to be a huge hit. And
you're getting the Dixie Chicks to the backing vocals.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Have them do a Shakespearean monologue, and the three witches from
Macbeth.
They're great. The Dixie Witch, but so I have. There's that song. There's also a song about the lead singer of the Killers, that band, who I spent one night hanging out with in Tulsa.
As you do.
I'll say no more, and just buy the record. And then also there's a certain song. There's a song about my dear friend Teddy Thompson, who's a singer. And
he's fantastic. He was
amazing.
Very good at your Christmas.
Yeah, no, he's wonderful. He's very much the sort of representative of the empire. You know, when at the shows they sort of, you know, spoiled English attitude thing, which is we need. And so there's not so many love songs, and there's of course a lovely love song about Yorn called "The Tear Garden," which is the main park in Berlin is called the Tear Garden, and I think that's kind of a beautiful name for a park.
Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely. Now, you haven't been shy about your opposition to the Bush.
Yes.
Have you?
I'm not opposed to the Bush. I'm not opposed to the Bush. The Bush is opposed to me.
Well, this is from a man whose birth was announced with the song "Rufus is a tit man." So, but have you considered in the last few years the possibility of leaving the States? And
well, I actually, you know, very publicly did at one point announce that I was, you know, if the Republicans won, I would leave, and I lasted for about a month. I love New York too much to really leave. So I don't know. I mean, I spend so much time touring anyways that I'm hardly here anyways. But I did specifically want to make this record in Berlin, mainly because I really felt the need, just on a personal level, to spend some time somewhere where, you know, there had been a real kind of downfall and a kind of shattering of society and horrific things still in the psyche, just because I find here there's just such a disconnect between what's going on outside the country and inside. So I wanted to just, someone said I should have gone to Detroit. Maybe next record.
Yeah. But do you think that you'll be spending more time overseas? I know that now that...
I mean, I'm now trying to figure out, you know, whether I should buy land in, you know, upstate New York, because it'll be beachfront, you know, at a certain point.
You can do your ceramics and finish.
Yeah. So that's where I'm kind of am. And I have to say, I was just up in Canada for the holidays, and I had a really amazing time. And Canada looks really nice right now, so I might go up there.
But this is not the only CD that you're working on, correct?
No. I have
so what's the other one? You're doing the Judy?
The album Rufus, live at Carnegie Hall. Does the songs of Judy. Yes, it was a great event, and that's coming out in September.
Why, given that that material is more recent, why are you bringing that after so people don't?
Because I don't want to ruin my career. Pretty much.
Please explain.
I think it would be a major mistake to release that album and then release my own material, because it would just be confusing. And also, I hate to say it, but I think that this Judy record is actually probably going to be the most popular record I ever made. I'm ready to concede that.
Which brings up an interesting question, given your brilliance,
yes,
and your very and your low opinion of yourself. How frustrating is it for you that your records haven't sold as well as you would like them to? And
how frustrating is it? It was very frustrating at the outset, and I don't know. I mean, I just don't understand the whole thing, you know. Why do people buy those other records? But that's just me.
A question for the ages.
Like, I'm dressed up as, you know. Anyways, but did you want that? You know, so I'm just kind of out of the game at this point. But I do have a strange feeling that with this Judy record and the material, which has, you know, for, you know, practically a century now, sold, made millions and millions of dollars for many, many people. I think it's I don't know. There's something about the particularly in America, the American psyche, which really hungers for familiarity and sort of the full package, and I think that kind of material really delivers that. I've always wanted to raise questions and you know, change opinions or you know, dominate the situation, and I don't know how much a popular audience can really take that.
It's interesting, because I thought when you announced that you were doing the Judy concert, I thought it was, you know, it was fun, but it was innocuous enough, and yet it really did rally a lot of people, and you got a little.
Yeah, no, I got a lot of leverage out of that.
But why do you think people were so against your doing it in the first place?
Certain people. Well, the only person who was really against it was my dad. My dad was like, "I think that's an awful idea."
But what was his reasoning?
It just made him nervous. Mm-hmm. I understand him. I think he was, you know, I think he was very much. He was very much thinking of what Judy Garland means to his generation, mm-hmm. and to his, you know, straight male kind of world. It's not a evil or bad thing, but it's kind of like, oh, you'll just be sort of pigeonholed as this, you know, female impersonator, which, you know, if that had happened, I would have been fine with it. But I do. But he was just nervous. But he came to the shows and he loved them, and he got it in the end.
I was surprised by the sort of vehement reaction from some members of the gay community that were like, well, you know, we've moved beyond Judy. Why are we sort of like stuck on the same record?
I mean, I got a little bit of that, but I don't think that I really don't think that anyone, whether you're gay or you know, straight, right? That's the other thing, right? Gay or straight, that's it, right? Okay. Or bi, or L, or T.
Mm-hmm. I'm very T.
Transgender. That you can really argue with that material. I mean, whether it's me singing it or Judy singing it, actually just me and Judy. Mm-hmm. It's great, you know, because they're just so well. The songs are so well sung, and so well done. Oops.
Did you reach out to Liza? I know Lorna laughed.
I did reach out to Liza.
What did she say?
Slapped me. No, Liza's very sweet, I guess. I don't know.
Nice jeans. They're nice. Do they make it for men?
Liza, see, I have a history with Liza.
He wears women's jeans.
Because, oh, they are? Oh, shit.
You always wear women's jeans.
Okay. Well, I do a lot of things like women. But I had Liza and I have a history because actually my father's first girlfriend was Liza Minnelli. It's true. When he was 10 years old, he lived in Hollywood because his father covered Hollywood for Life magazine, and they were neighbors with Judy Garland, and my dad went over to her house often, where Judy would make them sandwiches and sleep, I would imagine, or something, and then go to sleep.
Little Xanax sandwiches.
That was exhausting.